is going to be a tough luck sort of situation. But nevertheless, with that, we get our game started off right off the bat. We are going to be jumping in game number 1 on day number 7. That's, of course, going to be played on a angle and talking about the flight path. We have taken away from Zarki going down towards the southern part of course, the military base itself. So that is going to be a wonderful opportunity for the teams that do love to go down towards the western zones. But eventually, when it comes down to the eastern areas of this map, it is going to be a bit of a tricky situation for them to make that rotation.
Indeed, it is a sort of a western completely dominated flight path. That means, just imagine the circle, if it shifts towards the area of Mansion, Prison, or Yasnaya Polena, then it becomes tricky, because I can already see teams that have their favorite drop location, just example of Zarki or Severny or Gatka area, they have a very good chance. But if the circle comes into their own lap, that can be also a thing that will be helping them. But time and again, we have seen IPG dropping towards the area on the northern side of Georgiopol apartments. They have dropped down. ARS also going down towards the area of Sosnovka military base along with Team 4AM and A1 Esports, as we have seen in the past. So I would now like to talk about A1 Esports. A1 Esports, the recently concluded PUBG Mobile World Invitational, they had really showcased themselves up and really promising talent that they have shown upon in the past also. But the most recent one has been that startling one, if I have to talk about that. And soikot 69 already adds more to their own course. Beat be any team, because it was a world level competition, and in that A1 Esports did really had a very startling competition. So now when they have teams like NRZ and 7C's Esports, I will really waiting to hope how they will be fighting upon.
Situation where X Brothers have nothing favoring them, and it is Kings of BD who will be able to get into the first when it comes down to the overall kills that they've been able to get. 7 kills for the size of Kings of BD. It's looking really good, but A1 Esports on the other tangent is not looking too good, find themselves at the edge of the situation, and in that they have a fight which is not working out in their favor. It is TRZ that they are trying to take a fight against, and interesting turn of events where it is A1 Esports that had Dante brought on down. Eventually he will be given a revival, but for how long will this team of TRZ and A1 Esports be able to keep this fight continuing along?
Indeed, it is. So it is a fight between the team that is on the last of the table and the team that is trying, and the other team that is trying to go on the first position of the table. It is between A1 Esports and TRZ Extreme. Till now, A1 Esports have done pretty well. Also making sure that the players got the revival of Dante and making sure that they are not losing upon any member. They have now finished Shagor, and I guess the rest of the players from the other angle are trying to create the flank angle, and maybe the situation that A1 Esports really need to find themselves away from this house. But 6ix9ine boy is already there. If any player Venom Legends Void is already there. What sort of game rate is there? Because Leopard, they should have known that the players are on the back end side, and in the moment the players are being eliminated. But A1 Esports, Venom Legends, they are taking fight in its own turn. And Blotter, as we just saw, the circle went for that 4th shift. The area in which the circle is comprising itself, it's really very tough, and all the players, all the teams are going for the compounds.
Well, with that, as we move on to this really interesting situation, a critical situation is where we see TRZ Extreme's final player critical finding himself in, as he's just a one-man squad, and A1 Esports is on the hunt. They are pushing on forth. They are trying to find out where exactly is this final player. They've been able to bring 3 players down. Yes, they were a bit knocked down eventually, but effectively they've been able to still keep all 4 players alive, and it is going to be critical who will now try and keep this team alive. But it seems like not for long. He did not utilize that.
Commendable job what Sincere has done, because 2 complete squad wipeout has been done, and IPG now looking pretty strong, because not only they have been able to secure kills, they have also made sure that they will be going in with the number advantage. But talking the conversation above the players that are fighting on the southern side of the map, it's TRZ that is going against A1 Esports.
Well, this team, when it comes to TRZ right now, we do know that the aggression is certainly on point. Now, this is not TRZ Extreme, this is a different TRZ, and this team has certainly been able to get a lot of points working in their favor. But as Poppy tries to take this fight all by himself, he is going to not be able to rather hold on to his horses, because after all, it is A1 Esports' 4 players. But Dante, as they try to take on a fight into that compound, try and convert that compound into their home, it is Venom Legends that will try and sting and will certainly be able to bring down Dante, but not confirm the kill for the moment.
Indeed, a very good rotation coming in for
just in their play. They've got 14 kills as of now, all 4 men still alive. 3 teams remaining, 7 players overall. IPG Dictator all by himself, and we've got Real Legends 2 players. So it is going to be a situation where 4v2v1 is what is happening. Dictator is going to have to fall back. He is going to just try and be as quiet as he possibly can into the smoke wall. But on the other tangent, might come down to Venom Legends positioning. Interesting turn of events. They have seen some kill feed department, and I'm sure they do find themselves in a bit of situation how that's going to be pushing on along. It is going to be steel shot from that wonderful flank angle. It's going to be able to knock down Jack and eventually knock down Dante as well. A 2v2v1 situation is where we see this team find themselves.
Indeed it is, but in all this fight, Dictator has made himself very much hide in this bushes in those situations, but Venom Legends are really making it precarious for A1 Esports. A1 Esports, they still have a very good number of kills, what they have for now. 16 kill is what they have for now. Now it goes down to 17 as they have been able to secure one more kill, and finally it's a 1v1 situation where 6 and 8 damage. I mean, Blotter, right off the bat, Circle goes away and completely towards the area of El Pozo, Twitter feed, and La Cobreria. It will be really a deathbed situation. But for now, it seems that 7C's Esports, now my eye will be straight upon set onto this team. Dropping to the area of Puerto Peracio, they will be going for those early loots. But then it comes down to, will they be going for those early rotation? Because rotation is something that really helps you. The early rotation if in the game of Miramar, that really helps you in these sort of maps. And if they do so, will they be able to counter the aggression that will be coming in from the other teammates?
Who seem to be taking on a fight, and Venom Legends also Void taking on a few shots as well. When it comes down to the placement itself, we can clearly see NRZ is very close to the players of Venom Legends down towards the eastern side. Eventually it is going to be taking the fight away from him and into his favor. Sadly, he's only a one man remaining for the side, and now has to make a rotation into the zone, which is going to be out in the open. The zone is going to be walking away from them with that. 7.
It is 2 players has already been knocked down, and Dante going for that onslaught. If he spots one more player, Mess goes down, and this is not the way you can find yourself in the TPP position, because you already know the players and the teams are standing on that hill. These are the silly and those rookie mistakes that you really need to get rid of as soon as possible, because it's A1 Esports. This is a team that will be completely capitalizing on the slightest of the edge that you offer to them, and that was a complete horrendous gameplay coming in from their side. And with this, it's Turgut and Faraz still surviving. A1 Esports are not committing onto the play, and this is a good thing because they are holding the edge. All they just need to do is to wait from the sides of BFS to come in. But I'm really not happy with the way Mess completely messed up that situation as his name, and he is completely living up to his name. But A1 Esports now looking pretty strong. They have the number advantage going in. They have soikot, they have Sinister, they have Dante. In the last game, we saw soikot had the star clean performance. In this game, it's Dante. But on the other side, Root Dude have made a safe entry from the eastern side, and now it is down to 5 teams and 12 players are still alive. And look at this, BFS Esports are completely destroying those vehicles that is completely coming in, anything that is coming in their favor, but just was not enough as A1 Esports were waiting and waiting. They were knowing that BFS doesn't have any other plan B. They have they have no other path other than this
dude as well. So these 3v3v3 situations that these teams find themselves in is now only a matter of time where it will turn out into an all-out war. But again, the kind of placement that they've got is a sort of like a triangle, right? And the triangle itself is going to be only shifting based on if at all there'll be any utilities pushed on along. From the side of 6ix9ine Official, we do see Neko making a bit of a flank angle approach from his side, but of course it is Root Dude who are onto the other tangent itself and are going to be able to retaliate. So of course now this has resulted in 6ix9ine Official and Root. Eventually, will 6ix9ine Official or Root Dude give them the opportunity? Right now, A1 Esports is looking pretty daunting because the way they are approaching this fight is looking absolutely sinister.
Indeed it is. It's looking pretty good for now, but Rudu needs to make sure that once they are trying to give a fire onto the teammate, they are overexposing themselves, and just because of that, they have been severely punished. Now it's time that A1 Esports, they will be going for that 1-1-1 split. soikot completely trying to commit onto the players of Root Dude. They have got that knock in the early initial stage of the game, and this is how A1 Esports play. They don't go for the central approach. Even if some players do go, the rest of the team players make sure that they are finding themselves in the cover fire, and just because of that, Sinister with that flank angle has made it sure that they will be eliminating 6ix9ine Official. Now it's down to soikot against 2 players that is surviving from the side of Root Dude. Eventually soikot is taking a lot of damage, and just because of that, he need to make sure that he puts the first hit in, but why to put
Turn out to be A1 Esports once again taking a chicken dinner. They still
to crawl down and go for the lead, but in this very early stage of the game we can already see teams like Leopards and Team 4M might be facing the brunt of the situation. Get to see MG3, the light machine gun, into its action. It was A1 Esports in the same vicinity that could have gone and that could have a hand onto those positions, but so was not the case.
Well, with that, we move on to another compound, another fight, and it is X Brothers against A1 Esports. Soikot right there, getting his nade prepped. It is going to be Faisal all by himself trying to retaliate the information coming in. But eventually, it is Venom and Faisal who are not looking too good because the sinister approach coming in from the side of A1 Esports is looking really phenomenal. After all, the nades are on point, and the information that they've been able to collect has just been able to genuinely put a stop down for the side of X Brothers. And Venom again and again, those nades just not helping him whatsoever at all. He better be able to get that revival. No, he will. Ouch moment indeed is what this has turned out to be, because A1 Esports are just not stopping. One of the other nades being brought on along, kind of like a barrage, and eventually it is Faisal all by himself, wanting to take on a fight against the three lads of course, A1 Esports, and not going to be easy, but he'll try a little best up top.
He takes one more player down from the backhand side. His teammates, his friends will be coming in and
That are around them.
Indeed it is. They have given a lot of information, but capitalizing onto it, A1 Esports tries to run over him and gets one more kill secured with those glimmering McLaren in its own. And A1 Esports, there's just no stopping to this team, securing a good number of kills from the sides of TRZ. But some teams and some players are playing in the split situation. We can already see from the minimap that Jax, along with his Sinister, is going for the flank and approach that in order to take maximum damage onto the players of TRZ. But TRZ, Mr. 7, making sure that he is being thrown down. He has his crosshair aligned and he has made the most of the situation. Takes Sinister down, but Jax, he was just waiting behind that. Indeed it is, but in all these situations, Five Brothers are still looking pretty strong. They have 4 men alive. Can this be a time that they can convert and maximize the situation? But it seems that A1 Esports are making a big roadblock for BB, and that is gonna be of Five Brothers. They are just trying to pull them down, but Jax needs to realize that some players are on their back end side. A grenade has been pulled down. If this grenade connects, things could be really different. But on the other hand, Root has been eliminated. Youngin Bhai has been pulled down, and eventually that grenade has connected, and Jax is making most of the situation as we are down to 3 teams, and all thanks to Turgut that is still surviving.
Well, BFS is certainly playing their cards right, and Turgut was the one-man army who was able to get the basic points working in his favor. Eventually, Soikot reading a flank angle and Jax being in the front has resulted in Bhai Brothers being on the receiving end, and that is now going to be only 2 teams remaining. Once again, I mean, Turgut was so close to actually dominating against the positioning of A1 Esports, but somehow, based on the smokes, he was able to survive and now is again left with the same predicament, with the same situation. He is going to be 1v3. He has the information. He knows exactly where the players are. But again, he's the only man surviving from his team. And so as soon as he takes on the fight, he will certainly be knocked down. His team has got no kills whatsoever at all. But that's absolutely fine. Since so many days itself, I've been talking about this, that these teams that are at the bottom of the leaderboard, all they need to be working towards are the placement points. And Turgut is showcasing it to perfection. He did try and take on a fight, but of course, as soon as he did, the spray has resulted in the audio queue, and A1 Esports.
Yeah, but once it was being taken down, that means the enemy sides, they are revealing their location. And once it does, A1 Esports have their crosshair set up on. They have those.